It is resplendent in rose gold and alpine green. And to talk us through in more detail is the Director of Design, Stefan Silaf. Hello, Stefan.
Hello, Vicky. Great to see you.
Lovely to see you too. Now, there's another dazzling design from you, and yet you've managed to maintain such a presence. How have you done this?
Yeah, I had the privilege with the great Bentley design team to work mainly on the front and also on the rear of the Bentayga 2. And yeah, do some significant change, but also improvement.
So looking at the front, how does that differ from the first generation Bentayga?
So we literally changed more or less everything from the A-pillar forward, and starting maybe with the bigger picture, the proportion, we had the chance to widen the stance of the car for 10 millimeter on each side. Talking a little bit about measurement, we also had the chance to lift the bonnet for 30 millimeter to give a more upright and prominent statement of our face, let's say.
And those headlamps are pretty mesmerizing as well.
Yeah, I mean, we had the chance with all the changes in getting the front more upright, also to change the fenders, and we integrated elliptical lights and also look at the details. This crystal cut glass theme we have been establishing also in the Continental GT and the Flying Spur gives a certain kind of family feeling to the Bentayga 2 and the rest of our portfolio.
Now, I notice as well that you've brought that through to the rear, and this is a new back end. So if you can talk us through this, that would be lovely.
Yeah, I mean, the rear end is really doing a big step. Also with regard to the stance, again, the wheels came out also in the rear for 10 millimeter. But we also had the chance to change the trunk lid into a kind of wraparound theme and really emphasize the width and the statement altogether of the rear end of the car with doing a really wide layout of the architecture, also the horseshoe, and then integrating these elliptical lights with very typical Bentley, also lovely details.
It does look a lot wider, is it? Or is it just magic from you?
It is not wider. It is, I wouldn't say magic, but it is a part of our, let's say, professional business to make things look really more and more advanced, and this was one of our little tricks we were playing, let's say.
Now, in profile, it also looks a bit longer, so is that another special Stefan trick?
Again, yeah, I mean, the overall length and also the wheelbase hasn't changed. I suppose the effect arrives from the fact that the bonnet is longer, and then to counterbalance the kind of prominent front end, we had the chance also to work on the rear spoiler, also for aerodynamic reasons, but it also is stretching the overall length of the car visually.
Well, visually it already looks fast, and I'm sure it will be. What about inside the car? What about the major changes?
An exercise we really enjoyed. It's always is and has been a lovely interior. And we have now the chance to change the big things. We had the chance to work on the seats, on the door trim, on the dashboard, and on the center console.
It does look like another exquisite work of art. What about the materials? Can you talk us through a few more details?
Yeah, before I go to the materials, there have been two major changes in the dashboard. So the whole, let's say, dashboard became more digital. So we integrated a digital combi instrument and also a 10.3-inch digital display in the center console. And Chris is going to talk a little bit more in detail about all the technical effects of these devices. Yeah, and coming back to your question on the materials, I give you a few examples. One of the things I really love is this decoration part over here in the door trim, in the dashboard. It's diamond polished 3D aluminum. And we're talking a little bit also about sustainability in this case. We have two more new veneers, sustainable veneers introduced as well. The Koa and the crown cut walnut. Focusing on details in the door trim, in the seats, we have the quilting, and it is in the seats also accompanied with a new micro piping, so it gives a very modern statement. And yeah, altogether I would say the combination of the materials, of the colors, a big step forward into fresh and modern statement.
Lovely. Thank you so much indeed for that first look, Stefan.
My pleasure, Vicky.
Thank you. So we have had a look at the surfaces now, and let us ask Chris to dig a little bit deeper and go beneath. Chris, can you talk us through the cabin, please, from
Yes.
your point of view?
Of course, yes. So we'll start with the back of the rear part of the car because, as I said, one of the key objectives was to improve on the comfort of the passengers and really look to get that, enhance what we had as a really high level of comfort, take it one step further. So with some innovative work with seats, new seating arrangements, we've increased the leg room for the passengers, in particular on the 4-seat variant with different positioning of the occupant. We've got up to 100 millimetres additional knee room, which is really good and really helps set off that sort of limousine experience in the back of the car. And with the 5-seat, we've introduced cooling in the seats as well as heating in the seats. There's also, for the rear occupants, an enhancement in the touchscreen remote with a 5-inch screen now with more functionality that allows the people in the rear of the car to have much more control over the climate, over the music that's playing and some of the important information about what the car's doing, which is great for just entertainment generally in the back of the car.
So the rear cabin has more comfort and even more control, particularly for children who,
Yes.
who will love that.
Yes.
And for the customers who want to drive rather than be driven, what can they expect up front?
Well, it's a formidable driving machine, as we know, anyway. So what we wanted to do was really give it an extra boost in terms of the technology, so that for this new Bentayga, we had a step forward in terms of the actual infotainment. It's all of the digital and electronic equipment in the car. As Stefan said, a new touchscreen in the centre part of the fascia with the very latest infotainment system, much more intuitive to use with many, many more features compared to the first Bentayga, and a digital combi display, but also importantly for the real driving experience, a head-up display has been enhanced with more information for the driver, real-time traffic information, for example, and road condition data on the head-up display, which just makes it all, enhances that whole driving experience.
So when it comes to connectivity, how much of a connected car is it?
So every new Bentayga comes with an embedded SIM. That means that we can connect the car instantly to My Bentley services, and with the launch of the new Bentayga brings a new set of services for connected car. We expect to see about 10-fold increase in the use of such connected services, which is a real step of technology boost and what the customers really demand from us. And with that, that means that all of the additional information, so a download of nav, updates, for example, points of interest, and importantly, additional speech recognition as well for the driver, extra functionality through speech, which makes the whole driving experience more safe as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's all becoming so much more important every day. And what about technology across the rest of the car?
So again, something that was already brilliant, we wanted to make even better, which was interesting, as I said earlier. So we launched the car with the 4-litre V8, 550 PS engine, which is extremely efficient. And is our biggest selling engine in Bentayga. So we're really pleased to do that. Also, the innovative 48-volt body control system is on the vehicle and has been enhanced with, for example, as Stefan said, the difference in the track of the vehicle, that extra 20 millimetres makes all the difference to just improve what was already great, just one step forward in terms of steering feel and lateral control of the car. And you mentioned earlier the headlamps, for example. Each one, 48 LEDs in each headlamp with adjustable modes which are automatic for different driving conditions, which really help with the night driving experience, but equally doesn't dazzle the oncoming traffic, which is really important.
Now, you mentioned that at launch we will have the V8. So when can we expect the hybrid, which will be part of the Beyond 100 strategy that Adrian spoke about earlier?
Yeah, the hybrid will be available through the rest of this year. So in the major markets where we see hybrid as really important, the UK, of course, Europe, Japan and the USA. And then with other markets, the hybrid will be introduced in 2021.
Lovely. Thank you very much. I look forward to driving them both. Yeah.